Yo, yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to Trippy Commentaries. Thanks for joining up. We have Giamatti back for this vid. What is up, Giamatti?
What's up, RJ? Again, a pleasure to be here with you. I hope you're doing okay.
Definitely doing good. We have a huge video as we are in front of the Karma mural. What many people don't know about this mural is that it has a hidden maze behind everything else in front. You got the hand gesture, all kinds of crazy stuff on here, but it's really the maze in the background that might be something that needs to be solved. Giamatti, we have a picture that'll show us what is being depicted behind the maze itself, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone on Reddit succeeds to extract what is behind those hands, behind the maze. He could extract it, and what is funny is that Eve done that in 2014. It's a big information, and it's something very huge that we have there.
It's definitely something we've been trying to figure out because you have words like begin, which make you think it is a maze. But when we show you the words that are behind this thing, it's definitely going to have you thinking, guys, because it brings up other Grand Theft Autos. It's not just GTA 5, and it might even be a blueprint for a location. If we can confirm the actual location, it might be one of the biggest discoveries in the Chiliad mystery yet. This could be just as important as the Chiliad mystery mural.
We know since day one that the Karma mural is very important. It's important as the Chilean mural. There is two big mural in the game, is those two one. In the Chilean mural you have also a kind of maze like this drawn on it. Exactly the same as we found behind this one. You cannot see it without checking the code file and extracting from an extracted file. Like, it's very complicated to do it. Like, I've tried to extract it myself and I couldn't have done that. So it was really well hidden. And to me it's really something important. And you ask me what I think, it could be or like an architect plan from a house or a building or something like this, or a part of a map that we have to put it somewhere in the map of GTA, and it will give us a location.
It's going to be something we're talking about, guys. Let's get into it. Here it is. I don't know what this looks like, but it definitely looks familiar. And you can see the words Lust, RS, Begin, Spirit. This is some crazy stuff, Giamatti.
Yeah, it's really weird. It could look with the word begin, as we said, for a maze. But what about all the other words, like very, as you said, the lust, the spirit. We even have bad, cloud. Those words don't have any link together.
We know that The Lost is a big part of one of the Grand Theft Auto 4 DLCs with Johnny Klebitz, who then makes an appearance in Grand Theft Auto 5 only for a moment. And then The Lost is constantly rivaling Trevor the entire game. Spirit, bed. I mean, we all have to go to bed when you have to save the game. And then you have NB right next to Lost. I believe that's probably Nico Bellic. Therefore, a GTA 4 reference inside this maze. What do you make of that?
I will be honest with you. I really have no clue about what the NB and what the lost could mean. What I notice is that in the word lost, as everybody can see, between the LO and the ST there is a space. Like if it could be not one word lost, but maybe like you have NB, RS, maybe LOST.
Okay, so maybe some kind of street, maybe it's a location, because this definitely looks like a street map. I was thinking it could be a potential street map from a past GTA game, maybe San Fierro, or even one of the first Grand Theft Auto maps. Another thing we have to point out is the X. That yellow X is also hidden behind the Karma mural. Now, do you think it could be a blueprint for a building or possibly a town?
It could be like a print for a building, because if you try to think of it, if it's a plan from the town, a lot of streets or a lot of stuff are missing. You know what I mean? There is too much dead end. If you think of it to be a plan, like what kind of neighborhood it could be? Like there is dead end everywhere.
Well, if they can synchronize this to a location, like an exact location, then that could be the Easter egg telling us where we're going next. The fact that it has potentially Lost and NB, which could be an Easter egg towards Nico Bellic, does remind me of Grand Theft Auto 4. But as much as this looks familiar, We do not know what this maze is representing. You have begin written on there, but the rest doesn't look like a maze to me. It just looks too much like a blueprint. I know you still mentioned that there are some dead ends though.
Yeah, it's really more. Yeah, it's really looking more like a kind of print from a building or something. I was even thinking about the court center because you have below the spirit you have a kind of square there, and in the court center in the not the backyard but I mean you have a kind of big fountain on the middle where the helicopter crash, and you also have a maze there.
Damn, look at this. It does look pretty close. It's a different kind of map, so it's not perfect. You can see how it has, different paths and all that, but it does look pretty close, Giamatti. It could be pointing us towards the court center.
Yeah, it could be that place, and maybe we still have something to found there. There is a big place, we have an important mission.
It's funny that you mentioned that mission, Giamatti, because we're currently doing a Karma playthrough here at the channel, and we're talking about the Karma mural right now. But in that playthrough, we're looking at Trevor as if he should do all the negative decisions. I mean, he's basically the devil reincarnated in the game. And Michael, even though he's done some pretty bad stuff in his past, he's trying to rectify himself. He's really trying to, pretty much get on the good side of karma. Well, if you look at that one mission, even though Trevor does almost everything with negative karma, he does save Michael in that instance. So that's what makes it confusing.
Listen, Trevor is bad guy, you know. It's the guy that nobody would like to be friend with him, like, because to be afraid of what he could do, because he's really not alone in his head. Like, his mind is, yeah, completely crazy. But he's loyal. He is not a bad guy. He's just a crazy guy that you don't have to mess with. But he is not really a bad guy. Michael, you said he tried to do some good stuff at the end, but he tried to do it because you make him do it. Like you could very, like, when you remember, Tracy called you to get help because she's followed by a guy. Jimmy called you because he got kidnapped, and Amanda called you because she was stealing some stuff in a shop and she got caught by the cop. For Jimmy, you have to go to save him because it's one of the main mission of the story. But for Amanda and for Tracy, you can just say to her that you don't want to go to help them. Even if I like him really much, it will be Michael.
I can see why you would say that. Of course, I look at it as Trevor must go, and it has to be Franklin who eliminates him. Even at the beginning of the game, one of the first things that Michael tells Franklin is that, Trevor's back, and then Franklin says, hey, I can take him out. Michael says, good luck with that. So it's something they talk about from the beginning, and I think it has to be done. Trevor must be eliminated. But if you look at this court center, it is a pretty good spot, Giamatti. You could be right that the map is really just leading us here. It says Liberty City Tales. We were talking about how that map has NB, possibly Nico Bellic, and the Lost. Well, this one's talking about Liberty City. It even has the Liberty City map on there. And on the other side, there's one that says Egyptian Riches. Bring out the camera again. You can see it does have the Eye of Horus on there.
The eye, again, as you said, we have the Horus Eye there. That eye that we can see at the mural in Montchiliad, that eye that is under the telescope on top of Montchiliad, it's called the eye in the code file. That eye that we have in almost all new mural from the Doomsday DLC, that eye that's come back everywhere in the game, even on the Karma mural, we got an eye.
Not to mention, you can also find a maze, one of the most notorious mazes right here at the court center, a bush maze. So it's another thing that leads right back to that Karma mural. Definitely let us know what you guys think about this one. The court center could be the missing link. One word that has stumped Giamatti and I is spirit. It looks like it's the biggest word hidden on this mural, but what the heck could spirit have to do with anything? Do you have any ideas about that, bro?
I really don't have any idea for those words, but it's right what you said. Like the spirit, the word spirit is like when you watch that mural, the spirit's like popping up in your eyes. It's like the biggest word. The cloud is big also, but the spirit is like big words, big letters. Like if you have to be focused on that word. I don't know why it's there. Maybe the only idea that I could have is the lust could be linked with Epsilon, because you have to do a lot of donation, everything with Epsilon turn around money and stuff like this, so it could be linked with lust.
You have to look at the other messages telling us that it's not about actually beating the game, it's how you play the game. The message is pretty deep, talking about in the kitchen with men, all things are impossible or something like that. I mean, it's definitely cryptic. What could it mean as far as the end of the storyline is concerned and beating the game the correct way to have the best karma? I mentioned how Grand Theft Auto 5 is unlike any other GTA because it has 3 main protagonists and 3 separate karmas. Yet, with all these different words like bed, it just makes everything that much more confusing. Any last theories you want to throw out there, GMNE? Because we finally have the blueprint behind the karma mural, but it is still not solved.
We have to watch that mural with the word begin. It's supposed to be placed behind the V. So meaning up, left. And the yellow X is almost on the middle of the mural on the bottom of it. So it can be a kind of pattern, a way that we have to follow the main story to get from the begin to the X.
I do not see the yellow X, GMNE. I cannot find it. You're going to have to show me where that is. Maybe you guys can find it. We saw it on the blueprint, but I cannot find it on the map. If we could actually locate it on this mural, that would be crazy. So we'll be taking a bigger look at that, and hopefully we can unlock the mystery of the karma mural. Thanks again for dropping by, GMNE. We have some other videos in the works.
Thanks again to having me, RJ. It's always a pleasure to be here with you and with the community.
Again, guys, I'll have the link to GMNE's channel in the description. His videos are in French, but you can activate subtitles. That way you can learn some new things about the Chiliad mystery and even some Easter eggs in Fortnite along the way. But until next time, guys, stay tuned here, Trippy Commentaries. More importantly, as always, make sure to stay trippy, my friends.